Chris, 1-1 against Warrington Town away from home. Obviously went a goal down in the first half, but we battled back and got ourselves level and deservedly got a point.
Yeah, first half we were way off it. You know, we were very fortunate to come in at 1-0 down. I thought they were excellent. How they moved the ball, you know, the tempo of the game. I just felt we couldn't deal with it, to be honest. And then we changed things at half time, which certainly helped us. And we started to get a foothold in the game. There was a number of things that you know, we did better second half than we did first half, not allowing them to create as many chances as they did. And yeah, we've not a great bit of play to get the equaliser, but ultimately, you know, we have scored it, and good composed finish from Ozzy. You know, it's been a long time coming, that, to be honest. I'm pleased for him, but you know, I need more from him. It's as simple as that. Well, you know, we all do. So yeah, point. Difficult place to come, and yeah, we move on to next Saturday.
Also, you spoke about half time then. We saw Kieran for the first time in a while and he looked bright when he came on.
Yeah, well, he offers, he just gives us a balance. I just felt, starting with Cesar today, I just felt he was off the pace, which is understandable because he's been out for 2.5 months. But up to the point where he got his injury, he was playing exceptionally well. Really, he was. But you know, he's got to pick the pace of the level back up, and you know, we'll work hard on him again this week. But you know, I explained that to him at half time. I know he'd be disappointed, but you know, we had to change things around, and it enabled us to go on and get a point out of the game.
Also today saw debut for Josh, who you brought in this week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, he's played at a good level. He's got some good experience. He's very vocal as well, which, you know, will only help us. But again, he's a young man who's not played a lot of football. You could saw that as the second half went on, but you know, it was nice to bring Ryan off the bench and, you know, be able to go and you know, deal with Ricketts, you know, at the latter stage of the game. So yeah, obviously pleased to get a point. Yeah, head in my hands, to be fair, at half time. There was more than the third choice words said, to be honest, to, you know, wake them up and do things better. We did do that, and I felt once we scored the equaliser, we then started to really grow in the game. I thought on the transition we had some really good moments and should have done better. But ultimately, you know, the way we started the game, I'll you know, delighted to get a point.
Was it sort of in the second half maybe, you know, a confident thing? Obviously, Warrington towards the top of the table, we're towards where we don't want to be, towards the bottom. That maybe if we were in a different position, we'd have had the confidence to go on and maybe try and nick it, or get chances to nick it.
Maybe, but you know, the performances, you know, we've been talking about it recently, haven't we, in interviews. The performances have been decent, but we've not been getting the points. But the way, you know, we've started in the last 8 games much better than we did first half. We just looked way off the pace, you know, whether we couldn't deal with our quality or the, you know, the tempo which they played at. We just couldn't get close to them, and it took us till half time to address things and make it more of a contest second half, and we managed to do that, managed to get an equaliser, and we've come away with a point. But you know, you look at the chances created second half, you know, from their point of view, not as many as the first half. So you know, what was said at half time, what we had to do regarding changing personnel, enabled us to go on and get a point.
I was going to say, were you pleased with the defending second half in terms of, I know we conceded in the first half, but second half, the lack of chances that we stopped them from creating?
I was delighted with every aspect, to be fair, not just the defending. You know, the midfield was much better, and the front three looked more of a threat. You know, I felt after Ozzy scored his goal, he had a great chance where he's just blazed one over the bar. You know, and he started to really give, you know, pose problems for the left back, where he never did that in the first half, and that was because of the quality getting to him. But ultimately, wasn't happy with the work ethic first half, really. You know, the levels that we're looking for, and we've, off the back of the performances over the last half a dozen games, wasn't there. But after half time, we were much better and made it a contest.
I think over the last 3-4 games we picked up, probably 5 games at Whitby as well, picked up points away from home. Is it just trying to I suppose, replicate that at home and get some points as well?
Well, I've just said that to them there. You know, it's important for us Delighted that we're showing good character to go on and get some points away from home, some difficult places. But ultimately our home form has to improve massively to give ourselves a chance. So there's no point in doing what we're doing away from home, going to Atherton, going to Stafford, coming here and doing what we've done and not backing it up in our home, getting some results. So yeah, that's what we'll be focusing on and try to, you know, improve over the next 2 home games.
And obviously going forwards we should be boosted by having Kyle back, and I think Matty Carson may be available coming up as well.
Yeah, they'll both be available for next week, which is pleasing. And you know, yeah, I'll be pleased to have them both back and available for next week, and you know, gives me a nice headache selection. You know, I've left 1 or 2 out of the squad today who have played recently as well, and you know, one young man who's obviously been involved in the majority of the games since the start of the season and been with us since pre-season. But I felt it was with the selection on the bench, that was the way to go about things this weekend. But it may change in a week's time, and that's what I said to them. We've got to be patient. If not, and they'll move on. We'll shake their hands and wish them all the best. But ultimately, for me, it's about, you know, getting points on the board for the club and enable us to compete at this level next season.